The palace of Lyris's prime was built to intimidate. Its walls rose like frozen waves of silver stone, carved with symbols older than most civilizations. Every step echoed with authority, reminding visitors that this world was ruled by an ancient and powerful species. On this day, the palace was quieter than usual, tense in a way that made even seasoned guards uneasy. At the center of that tension stood a single human. His name was Aaron. He wore no royal colors, no heavy armor of the Lyris Guard, just a plain dark uniform with a faded insignia of Earth's defense forces. His posture was relaxed, almost careless, yet his eyes missed nothing. He stood outside the private chambers of Princess Alira, the youngest daughter of the queen. Many in the palace did not understand why a human had been assigned this duty. Some resented it, some feared it. Humans had only joined the Galactic, a stage a few decades earlier. Compared to the long-lived races of the stars, they were children. Yet everywhere they went, stories followed. Stories of impossible endurance, reckless bravery, and a strange habit of turning certain defeat into victory. Aaron had been sent as part of a diplomatic exchange, a symbol of trust between Earth and Lyris's prime. Officially, he was a liaison guard. Unofficially, he was a test. The queen wanted to know what humans truly were. Princess Lyra watched him from behind the curved doorway of her chamber. She had never seen a human before he arrived. Taller than most Lyris, broader in the shoulders, with eyes that carried a depth she could not read. He did not stare, did not bow excessively, did not avert his gaze either. He simply stood guard. "You do not rest," she said softly, stepping into the hall. Aaron turned immediately, standing straight. "I rest when you are safe." Alira tilted her head, intrigued. "The palace is the safest place on this world." Aaron met her gaze calmly. "That depends on who wants you harmed." The princess said nothing, but something about his answer unsettled her. Not fear. Awareness days passed. Then weeks' assassination attempts began quietly. A poisoned servant collapsed near the princess's table. A maintenance drone malfunctioned at the wrong moment. Each time, Aaron reacted before alarms were even raised. He moved with sharp precision, placing himself between danger and the princess without hesitation. He never boasted, he never explained. Queen watched all of this from afar. The court whispered, "Why? Would a human risk himself so readily for an alien ruler's child?" The answer came sooner than anyone expected, during a ceremonial gathering meant to celebrate peace talks with a rival empire. The palace shields failed. Warships appeared in orbit. Soldiers flooded the grand hall, weapons raised. Panic spread like fire. Princess Alira froze. Aaron did not. He pulled her behind a pillar. As energy fire tore through marble and crystal, he shielded her with his own body, dragging her through smoke and falling debris. "Stay close," he said. They ran by the time palace guards regrouped. Aaron had already sealed 3 corridors. Disabled enemy troops using only his sidearm and raw strength. Blood stained his sleeve. He kept moving. They reached the inner sanctuary just as enemy commanders forced entry. The queen herself stood at the far end of the chamber, regal and unflinching. Aaron stepped forward. "This is as far as you go," he said. The invaders laughed. One of them sneered at the lone human. "You are nothing. Step aside." Aaron did not raise his weapon. He spoke one word instead, a word from an ancient human language, a word that carried meaning deeper than translation, a word that humans rarely used lightly. "Enough." The chamber fell silent. Not because of volume, because of intent. The word carried weight, not as a threat, but as a boundary. It was the same word humans used to end fights, to draw lines in sand, to say that no further harm would be tolerated. Something shifted. The invaders hesitated. Sensors across. The palace spiked as human ships dropped out of hyperspace, weapons powered but not firing. Earth's fleet had arrived. But they waited. They waited because Aaron had spoken. The queen realized then what that word truly meant to humans. It was not surrender. It was not a challenge. It was a promise. The enemy commander slowly lowered his weapon. "Withdraw," he ordered. Just like that. The war ended before it truly began. Later, as medics treated Aaron's wounds, the Queen summoned him privately. "You could have demanded their destruction," she said. "Your fleet was ready." Aaron shook his head. "We fight when we must, not when we can." The Queen studied him, her ancient eyes sharp. "Why protect my daughter with such devotion?" Aaron answered simply, "Because someone needed to stand between her and the darkness." The Queen was silent for a long time. Then she spoke words that would echo through galactic history. "The human will remain. It's not as a guard, as a symbol." Princess Alira visited Aaron often after that. She asked about Earth, about human stories, about the strange way humans laughed even after tragedy. Aaron answered every question patiently. "You are different," she told him once. He smiled faintly. "So are you." The alliance between Earth and Lyris Prime became the strongest the galaxy had ever known. Other empires learned quickly that humans did not rule through fear or domination. They ruled through choice, through restraint, through a single forbidden word that meant the fight was over. And in the heart of a silver palace, a human stood watch. Not because he was ordered to, but because he believed some things were worth guarding at any cost.